What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our Leeds United career mode. We're going to start off by looking at where we sit in the table for the Champions League and where we sit in the Premier League, where we currently sit in 6th place, having played 7 games and having a total of 13 points. To start today's episode, we are taking on Dortmund in the Champions League, and that is their starting 11 and substitutions. Their bench is very strong, and that starting 11's even stronger, so I expect we're going to have quite a difficult game. Like, even those 3 defenders right there are top-notch defenders compared to the rest of our team, where we have a couple of our youth players coming in because of the last match, which was only played 3-4 days ago. But this is our starting 11. Sessegnon is looking for the run of Rafinha down the left-hand side. He picks him out and he manages to pick out Neto, who is running into the centre of the Dortmund box, who puts a beautiful connection with his head onto the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 Leeds United. And Dortmund are not playing very well in the first couple of minutes of this game. They're looking very slow and sluggish. They're not being able to defend, and we just broke through really easily there. Like, there's no one really marking Rafinha and Neto, and they've just been left to run into the box as easily as this, really, because even Berkey should have been able to be in a better position from where he was and probably get a hand and tip it over, but he did not. Rafinha making a run again, but picks out RODRIGO, who picks out the bottom right hand corner of the Dortmund goal to make it 2-0 Leeds United. A beautiful run from Rafinha, bringing in from the wide position. The Dortmund defender nearly gets his foot on it, but he put it ever so slightly just away from the foot of the Dortmund defender. And then RODRIGO had a pretty easy opportunity there with his left foot to put that on the right hand side of the net. He is going to do it. We managed to get another opportunity, but Berkey makes an excellent save. Dortmund get their first and only opportunity in the last couple of minutes, and Dries Mertens puts it into the back of the net to make it 2-1 Leeds United. Dortmund have not played well at all, and they've made their changes and they haven't really been too impactful. Dries Mertens literally has come on like 2 minutes ago, and he's the only player that's even managed to get through on goal. Haaland is still on and he's done nothing but Dries Mertens, beautiful goal, and that's how the game ends. Unluckily for Dortmund, they lose to Leeds. We pick up our first win in the Champions League. For the second match, we will be heading back to the Premier League to take on Manchester City. They have Ederson in goal, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte and Mendy as their defenders, Sabitzer, Rodri and De Bruyne in the midfield with Silva, Lautaro Martinez and Sterling up front. You can also see their substitutions there. Let's look how we are lining up for today's game. We have Dubravka in goal, Shackleton, Koch, Medina and Sessegnon making up our defence, Phillips in the CDM role, Rafinha, Skov, De Silva and Harrison in the midfield, and RODRIGO up front. You can also see our substitutions on the left. Manchester City get the first opportunity in the game, and Lautaro Martinez puts into the back of the net, but the assistant referee is calling for an offside and the goal does not count. Let's just see the replay and see how far he was offside. He's several meters offside, but a beautiful flick on from the City midfielder there. Neto is running at the goal and Ederson puts it behind for a corner. RODRIGO is looking for the run of Harris and he takes it round one of the City defenders and he decides to use his left foot. It hits the post and goes into the back of the net to make it 1-0 Leeds United. It has been very equal in this game. No one's been able to get really a shot on target besides the 2 that have come prior to this one, and this has just been a little bit of like a breakthrough that we've needed, and Harrison being the ex-Man City player had to be the guy that scored it, and it is a beautiful finish from the edge of the box. Diaz probably should have been defending a bit better, and Henderson couldn't really do anything about that because he probably thought it wasn't going in. And that is how the Manchester City game ends. We pick up the 3 points, and not really else much happened. Lautaro Martinez didn't show his full potential at all, and nor did Rodrigo, because obviously Harrison was the only one that had a proper shot on goal. And we're still in the Premier League for match number 3. This is our starting 11. No changes to goalkeeper and the defence. And Philip is still in the midfield. We've got Rafinha, Skov, De Silva and Harrison making up our midfield yet again. And Rodrigo up front. So starting 11 is exactly the same. We're taking on Leicester City. And they've got Danny Ward in goal, Pierre, Serbi, Kimpembe and Zinchenko in the defence. Zubadia, Chowdhury and Fred in midfield. Under Richarlison and Gomez up front. Looks like quite a strong side. I wonder how they will fare against the inform Leeds. They do get the first opportunity in the game from Richarlison, but he puts it ever so wide. But if it had been on target, Dubravka would have had it covered. Rodrigo is waiting for someone to get into the box, but no one is going to, so he sees Rafinha on the edge of the box, and Rafinha manages to pull off a beautiful shot, and it comes off the crossbar and goes out. Phillips is playing an over-the-top through ball to Rodrigo, and the bounce has helped him get through the Leicester defence, and then he has to pass it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 just before half-time. So we're going into this half-time break going 1-0 up, and I think that's going to change our team talk a little bit there. But a beautiful over-the-top through ball there from Phillips, and that bounce was just perfectly timed. Even though he probably didn't attend it, it just worked. And then Rodrigo takes it wide and puts it into the bottom left-hand corner. Leicester on the attack, and they're looking for an opportunity, and Fred just decides to take the shot, and Dubravka puts it behind for a corner. Harrison is making a run down that left-hand side. He sees Rodrigo in the middle. Rodrigo takes one touch and puts it straight into the back of the net. Very similar goal from earlier where he just passes it past the goalkeeper, but a beautiful run from Harrison to create this opportunity. Leicester City defence there. There was 3 defenders, 2 around Rodrigo there, one of them being Chowdhury, and Chowdhury just does nothing, just lets him go, and Kimpembe decided to go towards Rafinha to mark him for some reason, leaving him wide open, and the goalkeeper knew he wouldn't be able to save that for a second time anyway. Today Rodrigo has scored 2 goals. Eugene plays a beautiful through ball to Rodrigo. Rodrigo is looking for a hat-trick, but he's pulled it a bit too close. He takes it away from the goalkeeper and the Leicester City defender to put it in the back of the net for his hat-trick. What a beautiful run and a beautiful pass from our youth player Eugene, and just a beautiful bit of skill to get it round the Leicester City defence and goalkeeper and to pretty much pass it in the goal yet again. Very good player he is, considering he is 31 years old, and I'm glad he has stayed at the club, unlike he wants to do in real life. But Rodrigo picks up the match ball for his 3 goals in today's episode, well, in today's game, sorry, and we also pick up another 3 points in the Premier League. We are going to end today's episode with another Champions League game. This is our starting 11 and substitutions for the game today. Got Rodrigo, Harrison, De Silva, Phillips. Götze is making a start because Skov has not been playing well and he's been substituted quite a bit. And everyone else is pretty much the same. And we've got Liberter at right back. We are taking on Lokotov, Mitiv, Miskal. They haven't won a single game, not even got 1 point, so this should be a pretty easy game, and I'm expecting us to have quite a few goals. First opportunity falls to a beautiful through ball from Götze to Rodrigo, and Rodrigo pretty much does what he did in the Leicester City game, sends the defender one way, brings it back onto his left foot and puts it in the back of the net. Beautiful little run, and just showing his world-class abilities there twice in 2 days pretty much. He's just amazing. Goalkeeper isn't going to really have much of an opportunity to stop these from going in because it is Rodrigo, and he is going to put it in the back of the net majority of the time. Defense should have been better, probably reacted a bit quicker because they might have been able to cut down that opportunity, but it did not happen. Rafinha gets pretty much a very similar opportunity, just a little bit further into the left-hand side of the goal, and it is now 2-0 Leeds United in like the 26th minute. So roughly a goal every 13 minutes so far, but a beautiful run from Rafinha, and just finesses it into that bottom left-hand corner with like so effortlessly. It's just so beautiful to see that. We got another opportunity falling to Grotz, who puts it into the back of the net to make it 3-0 in the 39th minute. He had his first Champions League start today, his first start in a long time, because normally he comes on as a substitution, but he picks up his first Champions League goal and he is looking very promising, and he could end up replacing Skov for the meantime, because that is just a beautiful finish and a beautiful run, and he is defending so well. Rodrigo making a run forward yet again, and he puts it in the back of the net in the 47th minute. It is 4-0 Leeds United. We're looking for another goal, and De Silva manages to find the back of the net in the 57th minute to make it 5-0. Exceptional play from every single player so far in this game. I don't think we're really going to get anything else out of it. There's no point of pushing for more goals because we have a lot already. It's just going to be sit back and defend and probably make a couple of changes to rest some key players for our next game, which I'm pretty sure we take on Manchester United, which will be in the next episode. And there we have it. We take the 3 points in this game with 5 goals. We did defend in the last 40 minutes of the game, and we made a couple of changes to give a few key players a rest. We will see where we currently sit in the Champions League and in the Premier League now. So in the Premier League, we still sit in 6th place. We have 19 points, and Manchester United sit in first with 22. So 3 points separate us from first place. And here is the rest of the Premier League standings as well. And in the Champions League, we sit at the top with 7 points, with Dortmund with 6, and Marseille with 4, and Moscow with 0. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down in the comment section any improvements I could make to the series or any youth players that I should be scouting for the next transfer window. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra!